What did humans do before language? It feels like a question we should have answered by now, because language is everywhere. It is the thing you are using right now to understand this. Every thought you have, every story you remember, every idea you share. All of it depends on words. But there was a time when no human on Earth could speak, no names, no sentences, no conversations, no way to explain a thought trapped inside your own mind. And somehow, humans survived. They hunted. They built shelters. They protected their families. They crossed dangerous landscapes. They passed knowledge between generations, all without the one ability that seems to define us, language. So what was life like before humans could talk? The answer reveals something strange about what made us human, because before words existed, humans were already communicating. For most of human history, silence was normal. Our ancestors lived for hundreds of thousands of years without the complex language we use today. Imagine seeing something dangerous, a predator moving through the trees, a storm approaching, an enemy group nearby. Today, you would simply warn everyone. You would explain exactly what is happening. But early humans did not have that option. They could not say, something is hiding over there. They needed another way. And the first language was probably not spoken. It was physical. It was movement. It was observation. Before humans had words, the body was the message. A person looking toward the forest, a sudden change in posture, a hand pointing, a facial expression, a sound of fear, a signal that something was wrong. These small actions carried meaning. And for early humans, understanding these signals could mean the difference between survival and death. A group did not need a long explanation. If one person froze, everyone else noticed. If one person looked nervous, everyone became alert. The entire group was connected through attention. This was important because humans were never successful because we were the strongest animals. We were not the fastest. We were not the biggest. We did not have sharp claws or powerful jaws. A single human was actually extremely vulnerable. But humans had something most animals did not: cooperation. We survived because we could work together, and cooperation requires communication. Even before language existed, humans needed to understand each other. But this creates a bigger mystery. If humans could communicate before language, how did the first words appear? Where did language actually begin? Scientists still debate this, but they know something important. Human language did not appear overnight. It was probably built slowly over thousands of generations. Small sounds, simple signals, repeated meanings, until eventually those sounds became something much more powerful. One possibility is that language began with emotions. Before humans could explain ideas, they could express feelings: fear, anger, excitement, pain. A scream could warn others. A calming sound could create comfort. A familiar noise could mean safety. The earliest forms of language may not have been complicated. They may have been simple sounds that carried shared meaning. Imagine being one of the first humans to experience language. For your entire life, you understand the world through actions, through watching, through copying, through experience. Then one day, someone makes a sound, and everyone understands what it means. A thought has moved from one person's mind into another. Something invisible has been transferred. That moment would have changed humanity forever, because language gave humans something no other animal had: the ability to share invisible things. Animals can communicate what is happening right now: a warning, a threat, a location. But humans can talk about things that do not exist in front of us: the past, the future, things that never happened, things that might happen. A person could describe a place they had never visited, a danger they had not seen, a plan for tomorrow. Language allowed thoughts to escape the present moment, and this changed everything. Without language, every generation would have to discover the world again. A person could learn something useful, but when they died, that knowledge disappeared. But language changed that. A discovery could survive. A lesson could be passed down. A story could travel through generations. The experience of one person became the advantage of everyone. This might be the real reason humans became so different. Not because we were stronger, not because we were faster, but because we could share knowledge. One person's idea could become another person's tool. One person's mistake could become another person's warning. One person's discovery could change the future. Human civilization began with the ability to transfer information. But there is another strange question. Why did human language become so advanced? Why do humans have thousands of words? Why can we create entire worlds inside our minds? Because language is not just communication, it is a way of building reality. A person can describe a memory, a dream, a fear, an imaginary world, a future that has not happened yet. A thought exists only inside your brain, but language allows someone else to experience it. This may have shaped human consciousness itself. The words you know affect the way you organize your thoughts. They help you categorize the world. They help you remember. They help you understand yourself. Without language, your experience of reality might be completely different. And maybe the strangest part is that you are using an ability that took millions of years to develop. Every sentence you speak connects you to ancient humans who survived without it. The same ability that helped small groups survive dangerous environments, eventually created cities, science, art, technology. Everything humans have built started with the ability to share an idea. But before all of that, before the first stories, before the first civilizations, before anyone ever wrote a single word, humans were already trying to understand each other. They watched, they listened, they copied, they connected, they survived. So what did humans do before language? They communicated without speaking. They used their bodies, their expressions, their actions, their instincts. They built relationships without sentences. They created communities without written rules. They passed knowledge without books. They lived in a world where every signal mattered. And then something changed. A sound became a meaning became a word became a sentence, and a sentence became a way for one human mind to reach another. That may be the greatest invention humanity ever created. Not fire, not tools, not machines, the ability to share what exists inside us. Because once humans could explain the world, we could begin to change it. And every time you speak, you are using the same ancient ability that transformed a vulnerable animal into the species that reshaped the planet. All from something as simple as a sound.